This is episode 3, part 3 of creating a volunteering opportunity to advertise. Part 2 finished on location details. Beneath this is promoting options. You can choose to share with external websites. For travel information, complete this with details on parking availability, bus routes, nearby subway or train stations. All of this will help to ensure that people can get to you easier and plan how or if they could fit the travel into their life realistically with other commitments. The next section is expenses, which is a yes or no from the drop-down. It's best practice to provide out-of-pocket expenses. Travel expenses particularly can add up and could prevent people from being able to be involved ongoing. Volunteer expenses should be considered and included when creating your budgets and applying for funding. Files and documents is a function that doesn't work at the advertising stage, but rather a volunteer would see documents when they are linked to the opportunity. We advise to skip this option here and instead create an email that you can send as a follow-up to initial phone call conversations, which has any documents you want the volunteers to see. Underneath is selection options. Do volunteers need to apply first? This will almost always be yes, as there will be some process before people can volunteer, even if it is minimal. As for experience when joining, please say no here, even if you do require previous experience. Saying yes activates an unnecessary step for volunteers in which they have to complete a text box, which is a barrier and off-putting. You're best to have a conversation with people about skills and interests. Just leave restrict to provider linked volunteers as no. This is a function that we have not needed to use yet in Glasgow, but if you are keen, you can contact us to discuss. Max sessions can be left blank, as you're generally not looking to restrict volunteers, especially through this system. Minimum age is defaulted to 16 years old, but you can change it to suit. If your opportunity is ideal for young people or maybe families, you can highlight this information in the main details. Maximum age can be left blank. Gender restriction is defaulted to any, so it's quite straightforward. Post opportunity survey link is a function that would potentially be used for one-off events. We haven't found a reason to use it yet. The final section to complete is sessions and times. The wording can be confusing here, but you will be choosing flexible. It is a choice for opportunities that are ongoing and they can have set times each week. Your opportunity will not be labelled as flexible on the volunteer side. The sessions option is about creating session blocks for dates and times, which volunteers would then apply for specifically. This would work for a one-off opportunity, but not ideal for long term. After clicking flexible, you will have a few more details to complete. Maximum volunteers per session should increase, as you want more than 10 people to be able to apply to the role, given that often conversion rates from applying to onboarded volunteers can be quite low. We actually increased this to 100 because if the number is reached, a banner appears across your opportunity on the website stating that it is full. This is disappointing for people wanting to volunteer. It is better when you have enough applicants if the opportunity is just manually closed, so that it is no longer appearing on the website. Sign up closing date refers to when you no longer want to recruit volunteers. And if you will be recruiting indefinitely, then we strongly recommend setting a date to 6 months or a year maximum. The dates appear online for volunteers to see, and they could wonder why an opportunity is still live after such a long period. Keeping a note in your diary of when your opportunity is due to come offline or to be reviewed is very important. Start date can be when the volunteers will start to be involved, so initial conversations or induction. End date is when the project will come to an end. Maximum time is calculated for you, so you don't need to worry about trying to figure this out. The last step is to click Add New Opportunity. A member of staff will check over the opportunity before authorising it to go live. A newly added opportunity goes to the top of the search results, is added to a weekly update email for registered volunteers, and is promoted via Volunteer Glasgow's social media channels. The volunteer engagement team and other referral organisations can refer people to your opportunity directly. You should get the response you need in no time. This is the end of part 3, episode 3. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact the organisation support team at findvolunteers@volunteerglasgow.org.